I posted a TikTok and a reel and it popped off on TikTok compared to my other videos. I'm still like such a TikTok noob, but I'm finally figuring out what the TikTok humans like. Finally, after like 6 months, I'm like, oh, okay, this is the vibe that you like. So that's been really fun. But I posted the video on there and on Instagram as well. And a lot of people resonated with it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to create a podcast episode around this and just open up the conversation around your fear of judgment online, because I think this is the number one thing that is holding so many people, and especially women, back from actually stepping into their power and building their brand, because humans buy from humans. You know that. I preach that all of the time. And if humans are buying from humans and there's a human on the other side, you need to be on this side as well, right? You need to meet them where they're at. And I know myself that in my other business, in this business, there's always been the consistent glue of me showing up in both businesses. And it's been the thing that I honestly think has made majority of sales, because a product or service, yes, they're going to buy into that to a point. But the cool thing is, if they are buying into you, they're buying into you for life. It doesn't matter what you're selling. So as an online coach and a personal brand, it means that if people connect with me as the human, it doesn't matter what I drop. They're just like, I just want to be in your world. I just want to be in your energy. And I've had so many clients like that. If you know, if you're one of them, where you've just jumped into so many different offers because you're like, I love you. And it's a bonus that the offer is giving me the solution to my problem as well. And that's where you get that brand loyalty and you build that community up as well. I believe that can only happen to the best extent when it's the human that exists. So to help you become more loud online and just stand in your power and just stop giving a fuck what anyone else thinks, I do believe that it's that fear of judgment that is holding you back. And I know what it feels like. I am an online business owner. I am someone who's putting my face and my voice and my opinion on socials every single day. And I fully get the fear of judgment. I do. And as humans, we want to feel like we belong, right? We want that love and acceptance to our core. Like, it's the number one thing. If you think back to tribe days, right? It's like your tribe is the thing that actually keeps you alive back in the day. And we still have that within us as well. And as humans, like, we just want connection, right? It's like, why do we search for a partner? And why do we want to make babies and have family? We are just such connection humans. Humans and humans connect, right? We want to be liked and loved and accepted and feel like we belong. So it makes sense that if you know that there is a potential to not have that love and acceptance back on the other side from the person who's judging you, of course there's going to be resistance there for you to show up, even on a subconscious level, right? It's just going to exist. So what I want you to really, really let land is that the problem isn't that you're fearing judgment. The problem is actually that you're placing that stranger's opinion above your own. And maybe you've done that your whole life, and maybe that's the reason why it feels so scary, because maybe your whole life you've placed someone else's opinion above your own, and so it feels like autopilot. It feels like, of course I'm gonna think what they say above what I think. Like, maybe that feels so real and true to you, where you're like, that's just how it works. And it could have happened as simply as, and I had this growing up so much, where it was like, I'm the adult and you're the child. That phrase in itself can completely change the way that you move as an adult. Because if you're constantly going, my opinion doesn't exist because I'm the child, I'm just going to listen to this other person's opinion, you build that evidence where it's like, oh, your opinion doesn't matter, the other person's is valued higher. Then you get to school and it's like, I'm the teacher, you're the student. I'm right, you're wrong. It's like Matilda. I'm smart, you're dumb, or whatever they say. I love Matilda. Oh my gosh, it's like one of my childhood movies. It's just the best. But that happens in school. right? It's like, I'm the teacher, you're the student. I know right, you're wrong. I'm smarter than you. Instead of being like, look, we're actually equal and you have a valued opinion and you get to actually have an opposing opinion as well. That you're told that you can't have that for so long in your life. And of course there's exceptions to the rule. Like, of course there's parents and teachers and bosses and things that do accept your opinion and do let it in, but at some point it might be a friend, a relationship, a parent, a teacher, a boss, right? That has been like, my opinion matters more. And the minute that you make that a belief, your brain's going to find evidence where that's true. So then you go, well, my opinion doesn't matter. Or I actually don't know what I'm talking about. Like, how often do you actually outsource your power where you're like, you know better than I do? Instead of being like, you know what? I actually know better for me. I actually do have an opinion that matters. That gets to exist as well, and it needs to exist. Because if you placed your opinion as number one, no one can shake you on socials when they tell you that you don't know what you're talking about, or that you're stupid, or that whatever. Nothing can shake you when you back yourself and when you trust yourself and when you're like, you know what, this is what I believe. Take it or leave it. This is my opinion. And standing in that power to be like, you know what, I'm actually going to place my opinion at the top. And it's okay if there's opposing opinions. It's actually okay. It gets to exist that people think different things. Everyone is seeing the world through their own lens based on what they heard growing up and their current beliefs. So of course there's going to be opposing opinions. You didn't all grow up the same. You haven't all experienced the same life conditions. Of course there's going to be opposing opinions. But what happens is people make that wrong. Where it's like, oh my gosh, they think something different. I feel called out, or I feel like I'm wrong, or I feel like instantly they're right. How often do you post something on socials and then you see someone else in your industry post the opposing opinion to that, and then you delete that post because you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't say the right thing. That's another thing. People are like, I'm so scared to get called out. I'm like, called out by who? Like, who are you valuing above you? There is no right or wrong in this whole planet Earth. In the whole human existence, there is no right or wrong opinion. The only part that makes it right or wrong is when you go, mine doesn't matter, yours is true, yours is right. Same thing when you read a post or see a post and someone's doing business one type of way. And then you go, fuck, I need to do it that way. Same conversation, I recorded a podcast episode about desire marketing and pain marketing. I saw everyone doing pain marketing and I went, fuck, I must have to do that. That must be the way. Instead of being like, you know what? This is actually what I believe. This is what I want. This is what works for me. Because imagine how much easier it would be to show up when you put yourself first. It means that when the person comes and comments based on their own lens and their own experience, and they project onto you, imagine if you could be like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. The only part that it can start to rock you is when you believe that it's true and you value it above your own and you make it mean that they're right. I had someone comment on a post on a podcast on YouTube saying something like, can we get a man on here who's actually done something or who actually knows what they're talking about or something along those lines. That cannot shake me for as long as I back myself, where I'm like, you know what? I actually do know my shit and I actually have done stuff and I actually am in integrity. Like, no one can say anything when you back yourself. So it's not actually the fear of judgment. It's you not being willing to back yourself. It's you not being willing to go, I don't care what you think. This is what I think. Because at some point, maybe that was seen as selfish. Maybe your parent, a boss, a friend, or whoever said blah, blah, blah. And then you went, that's not what I think. I don't agree. Or I'm going to go do this thing instead. And they've gone, fuck, she's selfish. So then you go, fuck, I don't want to be seen as selfish, right? Trying to preserve a concept of self. I don't want to be seen as selfish, so I'm not going to go and do that, and I'm just going to value their opinion above my own. I'm going to go and do this thing over here. Then your brain builds that evidence where it's like, their opinion matters better, matters higher. It's more valued. How can you start to show up in your power more? How can you start to value your own opinion above anyone else's? Because the minute that you let that piece of judgment shake you and make you wobble, you're outsourcing your power. And look at every celebrity, influencer, successful business owner. They've had to cop projections left, right, and center. Because everyone's running around with their own lens of how they see the world. It's like the world exists, but then we have this lens of what we make it mean based on past conditioning, what we've heard growing up, and our current beliefs. That's it. So then people are going to project onto you based on where they're at and how they see the world. The world is just happening. There's actually no definition that exists in the world. It's just happening. Birds are flying. The sun and the moon are fucking swinging around, whatever they're doing. We're swinging around on Earth. I don't know how it all works. The ocean is oceaning. The bugs are crawling. Like, Earth is just happening. The minute that anything means anything is because we're placing a meaning on it. You get to make it mean whatever you want it to mean. That's how it exists. That's how it happens. Because if you just continue either not showing up, it's going to be really hard for people to buy based on human and brand, and all that they've got left to buy on, based on, is price. So if you're like, oh, I'm sick of price shoppers, or I want to increase my price, are you giving them options to buy based on anything other than price? That's why you've got to show up. Because then they buy into you because they love you and they love your energy and they love the brand that you're building. And then the price is just like whatever. It's just like a detail. It's just a thing. That's what you want. Right? You have to keep showing up. You have to be able to stand in your power and be like, you know what? Me first. My opinion matters. I'm not willing to outsource my power to some stranger on the internet who's just projecting and picking a fight for no reason. So important. And I'm so excited for you, because the minute that this actually clicks, and let this land, like actually let this click, because it's huge. And the minute that it happens, it's like, whoo, oh my gosh, I'm going to go and show up. I'm going to go and do the thing. And when you do, DM me. Like, please just DM me on Instagram and be like, I listened to your podcast. It was this episode. And oh my God, I'm like lit the fuck up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to put my opinion first. I'm going to go and I'm going to post a talking head video about my opinion. Because the other thing that happens is I don't want you to be plain Jane. I don't want you to be palatable Polly, shall we call her? Where it's like, I just want to be liked by everyone. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I don't want any judgment. Otherwise I'll crumble. So I'm just going to post the facts and the plain Jane and the stuff I know people will like. It's not about being polarizing in a pain marketing way. It's about being the biggest cheerleader for the thing that you believe. So I get to show up and be like, ambitious fucking animals in business, I'm here for. Like, the women who stop at absolutely nothing and get what they want and send it into another freaking universe are my type of people. I get to be the leader and like hold the flag for those types of people. that gets to exist. That's an opinion in itself. People take opinions like out of context where they think, I don't want to be a bitch. Like, I don't want to be nasty. You don't have to be a bitch and be nasty to have an opinion. You get to be the biggest cheerleader for what you believe and what you value. And people are going to come along with that. So the people who actually want a very slow, standard average sort of business, who are happy just operating where they're at and 6 figures is enough and just living that kind of life, they're probably not going to connect with me saying like, you're a fucking animal, you're ambitious as heck, your vision's absolutely huge, you want to be flying like private jets around the world. I don't know. Those people, they're not going to be magnetized to that. So then they're just going to fade away. But I haven't jumped on and gone, if you want a slow business that's only 6 figures and you just want to operate like that, you're an idiot, right? Huge difference. You get to have your opinion in a desire marketing lens and be like, these are my type of people, let's go. Like, this is what I'm here for. Because your dream clients who identify as that type of person, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, yes, I need that. Like, I want that. That's me. Let's go. And then the people who want the slower, just like average business, they might project and go, you're so greedy, you're so selfish, you're whatever. It doesn't crumble me, because this is what I believe over here. I hope this has helped and I hope this has landed, and I want you to really let this just sink into your body, because like I said, it's a huge, huge change. But if you want to learn more about desire marketing, selling on socials, content, launching online offers, mindset, judgment, all of the things, then come and join the membership, because it's just an incredible space and I'm so excited to be building this out. I am organizing so much behind the scenes for the membership. It's just going to be the coolest space. So come and you'll have instant access to all of the trainings and everything. There's no lock-in period, so you can cancel or you can stay forever. Totally up to you. You do you. I'm really excited to see you in there. If you have any questions, then just DM me on Instagram at _TheLilyHolmes, a new Instagram. I need to start like telling people it's a new Instagram. So come and find me on Instagram. Send me a DM. I'm so excited for you. So excited for you. Go and stand in your power. Come and see me in the membership. I love you so much.